People are so happy for you, your
Wow.
colleagues, your peers, and just even random people you meet in the UK, whatever, just talk about, they're just so happy. And I think what it is that people have been observing you for years. And it's like they've been like, no, now this man is a star. This man, anyway, let's go. So let me ask it as a question. What did it feel like to receive the AMVCA Trailblazer Award?
It was a mixture of emotions. I mean, going back to the nominations and not being nominated.
Yes.
So I've learned something. I don't think I'm special. I don't think great things should happen to me because it's me.
Right.
It could be anybody.
Right.
You know. So when I didn't get the nomination, I was like, okay, fine. You know. But the calls kept coming in.
The internet was mad.
Oh my goodness. I think I logged out from Instagram for like 2 days.
Right.
You know, because there were tags everywhere. My friends, and they were calling because they cared.
Yeah, of course.
You
of
know,
course,
I was
of
like,
course.
how are you feeling? I say, I'm fine. Maybe my papa get the MVC. If they say they know, will give me, leave them.
Yeah.
You know, so I just moved past that, and my team said we have to be at the awards. You know, I said I don't go to places I'm not invited.
I love it.
Yeah, and they sent me an invite.
Right.
I said, okay, great. Maybe we could just, you know, support Breath of Life, because I loved that project with all my heart.
Of course.
You know, support, you know, it had one of the highest nominations, and I went, and I'm seated, and I'm hearing my bio being called by Lalan Bisola. I'm like, I was sitting with my rep, and I'm like, David, did you? Who? And my name is called, and I was on my seat when I started crying.
Yeah, right.
You know,
so
I think
started from your seat.
From the seat. I couldn't even stand. I remember James Omokwe and I think Jay Blaze beside me.
Yeah.
They literally lifted me up because I was just this way. I was like, what?
Yeah.
You know, and I went on stage, and it was just so much gratitude. I just felt, you know, that feeling of being seen.
Yeah.
You know, I was just grateful because it could have been anybody. You know, it was just. I was just really grateful and happy.
Well, in this particular year, it couldn't have been anybody else. But let's just go with it. Why do you think you teared up?
So let me tell you this. I did not know I was crying till I saw the video. Yeah, I had to. It was the next morning. I was going through Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? I'm actually ugly crying at my first award. This is not how I wanted it to be. I wanted to be all suited up, speaking some nice grammar, you know, and I'm crying and my face looks a mess.
Yeah.
And my friend Emeka is behind me.
Yes.
Assistants crying from. I'm like, oh my God, you know, but it was just the surprise of it. I was shocked. I didn't go there thinking I was going to go home with, you know, an award. I was happy Breath of Life won as much as what that it did.
Yeah.
But it was even better to see me win one with them.
Of course.
You know, so I was just so grateful and so happy, and like, yes, because the previous year I was nominated for Best Actor. You know, coming back the next year and not getting nomination and winning, it was just like, what's going on? You know, it just felt good.
It felt good, So I think you've shared in an interview. This is the movie that you were not going to go for the audition,
right?
And then you heard a voice.
Yeah.
Please tell me that story. I love that story.
So, I think, and I told somebody, I think Breath of Life was meant for me.
Right.
It's not something I say all the time, but I think this one was meant for me. I got the email to come for a reading. It was my birthday.
Right.
So my partner and I at that time, we said, we're going to do this on this day, you know. So I told them, I'm sorry, I can't make it, but can I send a self-tape? They said, okay, fine, it's a birthday, no problem, send a self-tape. And I remember waking up that morning and I heard a voice that said, go. You know, I was like, but I didn't tell them I would come, just go.
This was a literal voice.
I'm not even playing.
Yeah.
And I stood up, I dressed, and I went for the audition. I'd cancelled, I'm like, see, maybe in the evening, but. And I didn't know what it was for. I didn't know it was for Prime. I didn't know it was Breath of Life. I just knew it was an audition. I was asked to come.
Right.
So I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was Baby Shashere. No
nothing.
idea. It was Colade
Right.
that messaged me. So I went, and they were shocked to see me. Well, we thought we were going to send it. I was like, no, I'm here now. Let me do it. And I did it.
Wow.
And I did it. I knew who Bibi Shashere was. I didn't put a face to the name because that man is a ghost. You don't see him anywhere. If you don't know him personally, he will just walk back and pass you. Yeah. I didn't know he was seated across the table. I could only recognize Echo and Kolade.
Right.
So I was asked to audition. I did my audition and I left. And a few months, 2-3 months later, someone called me. His name is Bibi Shashere. You read for wanted to come in for a chemistry read.
Yeah.
I'm like, Bibi Shashere, I didn't audition for you. we're arguing for minutes.
Are you serious?
Yes. He literally had to read the sides of the audition so I could remember. Because I could have sworn I didn't audition for Bibi Shashere. I've never auditioned for Bibi Shashere. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm free, let's do it. So I came for the chemistry read, and with other 5 or 6 other Annas. They wanted me, and I was the only one who showed up.
Really?
So I was like, yes, I was the only one who showed up as Elijah for the second stage. Yes, and they had 6 other Annas I had to read with.
Right.
I was like, oh my God.
Okay, it was made for you.
Yes,
it was made for you.
And I started getting that signs, and when I got the role, I was like, wow.
Yeah. I think it's the one film that Nigerians consider perfect. And especially Nigerians in diaspora who are so snobbish.
Right.
Who are just like, well, I don't watch Nigerian films. I roll my eyes at them. But people just had such a visceral reaction to this film. Did you anticipate such a reaction?
Kinda.
Right.
When I read the script.
Okay.
When I saw the script. I know actors say this a lot. I don't say it. But when I read the script, I cried.
Right.
And I had to Chimezie, what are you crying for? Script. No, now today you don't read script. I literally was shaking reading the script, and I felt something.
Yeah.
I felt something. I said, I'm going to do this job, and I think it's going to be great. I didn't know the extent of the greatness. I wasn't sure because it's not in your hand as an actor. You just do your part. But I felt there was, I don't know, it was just the spirit about that project that I knew this was going to be one of it.
Yeah.
So when I saw the reaction, I watched it the first time with everyone at the premiere for the first, because that's how I like to watch my films, And Chude, the hall people were bawling.
Yeah, of course.
People, even me, we actually, I was like, what is there's just something about it.
Yeah.
And I would not say it's a perfect film, because I do not think it's a perfect film.
Yeah, of course.
It has its flaws, but there is this heart in the story.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for Bibi Shashere. I sing this man's praise all the time.
Yes, you've done some posts about him.
Yes, it's because it's genuine. I'm not one actor who would say great things about people I don't feel great about. I don't just do it because I like to sleep well at night. But that man is such a great guy.
Yeah.
I must say that.
Yeah.
He knows how to hire people, and he would say this: I don't hire people I can afford. I can hire even actors. If I feel I can afford your talent, I won't hire you. You have to be
above.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And he selected his actors, his team, his crew.
Yeah.
We had the best people. I was on set and it felt good.
Yeah. Yeah.
As soon as I wore my outfit, on set, I felt good because I'd worn it even before we started shooting. We went for costume fitting, so you were feeling like the character already.
Yes.
So I did feel like this was going to be something great. It had great actors. The story was beautiful.
Yeah.
I loved the character I was playing. It was just an exciting one.
Yeah. So you grew up in Lagos.
So I was born in Lagos,
Okay.
and at the age of 7, 8, I moved to Abuja where my mom was posted.
Right.
So I continued schooling there and living with her and coming to Lagos for holidays.
Right. So when after finishing? So Shuga was the first major acting gig that you had. But this was what year was Shuga?
It's been, I don't know.
2018?
Thereabouts.
Yeah.
2018-ish.
What was the Shuga experience like?
It was beautiful. It was beautiful because I remember being in school and with my friends, we would watch MTV Shuga.
Yeah.
And I remember
Shuga
my friend.
was the biggest thing in the country.
It was for the cool kids.
Yes.
It was the biggest thing at that time. I remember Chinedu, my friend, be like, Chimezie, oh man, go bad video for this show. I'll be like, I beg, this guy shouldn't be for me. I beg, move to start small. I literally remember. Yeah. And I go to audition and I get in. And how I got in was even crazy. The audition process is such a long period, like months. You're going into the office to read. And I remember going to the office to read for months. And I finally get an email to say, we are sorry, but you would not be part of this season of MTV Shuga.
Okay.
Yes.
So you were not
rejection.
accepted.
Oh,
you got a
no,
rejection for the first
yes.
audition to MTV Shuga.
Yes. I got a rejection. Right. After months of audition.
Yes.
This was very close to shooting, like final selection. I've gone for readings, I've gone for table reads, I've gone for everything.
Yeah.
And I called my mom. I was crying. I was like, Mommy, I really wanted this. She said, if it was meant for you, it will come back. Don't worry about it. And I was in my friend's house in Surulere. And these things just happened. I was in my friend's house in Surulere at the day, this particular day. And the office was at Surulere. And I get a call. I think Diana, one of the secretaries, said, Chimezie, where are you? I said, I'm at my friend's house. Please, can you come to the office now? I said, Eric, please, you should leave me alone. People have stressed me. What am I coming to the office to do again? Yeah. People want me to come and play extra. No, I'm not doing. This was me.
Yes, you are annoyed.
I had a hard boss because that's how I am. I like to say how I feel. I need to work on that. I said, you should leave me alone. I'm good. He said, Chimezie, just come.
Right.
And I get there. And I was in Surulere at that time. And I get there and I see, I think Mr. Chris, the EPs, he sat me down and said, oh, so what are you doing for the next 2 months? Or next 1 month? I said, nothing.
Oh, because that's the British guy, isn't he?
No. Okay. Chris Ihidero.
Okay, right. Oh, Chris Ihidero,
yes,
right.
They were the showrunners at that time.
Yes.
So he asked, what am I doing for the next 1 month? I was like, I'm not sure, but nothing. He said, welcome to Shuga. I said, sorry, what? Yeah, you're back on.
Wow.
Yeah, so apparently, back gist, and one of the directors, Tope Oshin, had seen the final cast list without me, and I heard she said she wasn't going to direct if I wasn't in it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So they had to fire someone
to
bring me back.
I love it.
you know.
It. So sorry for that person.
Yeah.
I love it.
I remember showing up on set and everybody's surprised.
Yes, because they were not. They didn't expect you to be part of it.
You didn't take measurement. How did they? I mean, where did you? So it just happened.
Yeah.
It's funny. I always think people think I'm problematic.
Right.
So when I hear people say great things about me, they heard me, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because I always think people think I'm problematic because I'm vocal.
Yeah. Right.
I fight for people, and I need to stop that. It's put me into trouble. When I see someone being disrespected, I don't know how to just
let it go.
Let it go.
Yeah.
When I see people not being treated well, even on set, I don't know how to just let it go.
Right.
You know, maybe because they don't have a voice. You know, maybe I'm a lead and the sub lead is eating less than me. I'm asking, why? Why? What do you want to eat? You know, and I know it's not my business, but it's just something maybe I need to work on. You know, what?
Do you think you paid a price for that, for speaking out? It's
backfired a lot of times, and that's why I'm surprised to
hear the feedback.
Yeah, because I think people, I'm not. This is funny to say, I'm not the producer's favorite.
Right.
But I'm the director's favorite.
I can imagine, yes.
Yeah, I'm not the producer's favorite. Like my partner and Kelly would say, we run the company together.
Yeah.
He said, Chimezie, you are quite demanding.
Yeah.
But I understand. You're worth your demands.
Right.
You know, and my demands, I'm not asking for 2 strippers in my room. I'm not asking for a smoke break or coffee with 100, temperature, whatever. I'm just the basic things to help me. You know,
deliver for the work.
The basic things even before set. I want to speak with the director. I think I should bulk for this role. What do you think? Can you guys sign me up in the gym? If I need to lose weight, what do we need to do? Just talk.
I can imagine Nigerians struggling with that.
Yes.
They said you think you're in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's really basic.
Yes. I remember when we were doing Choke, where I needed to be a cat dad. I had they had to bring. I asked to live with a cat.
Right.
You know, because I thought that was I know cats. Cats are not dogs.
Yeah.
You don't just meet a cat for the first time.
And the cat's probably warms up to you.
They would just move away. And I knew if I was going to play a cat dad, this cat needed to feel like my own. The only way is to be with this cat before shoot. You know, so they sent in the cats. You know, I lived with her for a while. You know, so just things like that.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. So and even then, when you thought there was backlash, you were comfortable with the backlash?
Yeah, because I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but yes, but you're comfortable, but it's also money now. It's money for rent, it's money to travel.
Yeah, your people will find you.
Right.
People who will respect you will find you. And they did. They have.
Right. So you believe that even
Yes,
then?
because I saw it happen.
Right.
Because I'm always like, you're having a problem because I'm struggling with bringing my singlet. But there's somebody who's asking for my singlet size. So maybe I'm not the problem here.
I like
so
that.
I understood that, and I just stuck to
Yeah.
stuck with it.